Juventus are breaking away at the top of Serie A, but is there any hope left for the chasing pack, including Inter Milan? We'll talk about the latest results and, of course, the upcoming matches next. That's right, folks, back once again with another set of predictions out in Serie A, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things whatever we're talking, Serie A related, Blackburn Rovers related, whoa, football related, all here, under Warowski, boys and girls, yes. While you're here, if you're watching this for the very first time, you've got to smash that thumbs up button, get some love into the channel, and of course to this video. Before we get into the numbers and crunching the numbers, I've got a bit of update, folks, behind the scenes. We have another new Patreon, boys and girls, that's right. 3 now, we have 3 Patreons, goodness gracious me. That's the highest ever, that's right. Tom Beresford joins Tom Clark, and of course, the legend John Spurn has been with me since the get-go. So if you want to join those illustrious gangs in the exclusive VIP club, there is a link down below, so check out the old Patreon channel. Costs the less of a cup of coffee to support the channel, give me some extra mojo, and of course, maybe push me, it will push me to another level, boys. It'll push me, I promise you that. Anyway, let's get going, take a little look at how we all got on last time around in Serie A. So, these were the games that took place last time out. In fact, this is the criteria. 0 to 3, you're in the shit-faced gang. 4 to 6, you're in the straight-faced club. 7+, you're in the top banana, boys. So, these are the games. Lazio disposed of the nicest man in football's Sampdoria. That's Claudio Ranieri. 5-1 in the end in favour of Lazio. I went with a 3-1 win for Lazio, so not close. Not too bad indeed. Sassuolo beat Torino 2-1. I went with a 2-0 win on that one as well. I told you, I'm telling you, I've been saying this for a while. Gattuso is not your man, Napoli. Napoli need to be to get some. Who do they need? They need somebody who's available and realistic. Who's a realistic option for Napoli? Because Gattuso is not your man. He's AC Milan through and through, and maybe he's not a top manager. The only team he could manage, he tried and he failed, and that was AC Milan. I don't see him managing anybody else of any top tier club anyway. He's more of a, managing a team in a different country with less prestige. He needs to cut his teeth a little bit. He has to kind of grind it out, get a bit of a reputation as a manager. You can't go from from AC Milan to Napoli, and again without much success. He did bugger all. At AC Milan, and then you go get a job at Napoli. I don't know. It smells a bit fishy to me. Anyway, Napoli, they lost, but they could. They could be in a bit of bother if they don't sort their shit out. And I like Napoli. I think they're one of the one of the classic teams in European football, and I love seeing them in the Champions League, and I love seeing them competing for titles. But right now they are falling like a stone. They need to sort that out. Get rid of Gattuso. Get in a good manager. I don't know who's available or who would be a good appointment for them. But anyway, they need to sort that out. So let's get kicked on. They did lose to Fiorentina at home. Embarrassing. 2-1 win. I went with Napoli on this one. AC Milan continue their resurgence with the Zlatan 3-2 win over Udinese at home. I went with a 2-0 win, so not too shabby indeed. Brescia and Cagliari duked out to a 2-2 draw. I went with a 1-1 draw. Not too shabby as well. Bologna and Hellas Verona duked out to a 1-1 draw. I went with a 2-1 win for Verona, so I slipped up there. Inter Milan also slipped up 1-1 draw away from home at Lecce. The wheels have come off Inter Milan. I went with a 2-0 win for Inter Milan. Roma, though, on the flip side, back to winning ways. 3-1 win over Genoa. I went with a 2-1 win myself for Roma. And Juve just did what they did. Sorry, ball. 2-1 win over Parma. I went with a 3-0 win. And another bit of a surprise, Atalanta lost at home to SPAL. 2-1 in the end. I got 6, just one shy of the top banana. I'm in the straight-faced gang, guys. What about you guys? Are you joining me? Miles A, you're in the shit-faced club, buddy. Terrible. Kodiko, not too shabby. We are QPR, not too shabby. Omaji Monday, stonking. Ahmed 29, not too shabby. Asami Aidu, absolutely terrible. The Italian Devil did okay for himself. Giacomo Calarulo did himself absolutely terrible. Cooper did okay for himself. Ultra Omamura, not too shabby. Alia Petra, not too shabby. Vechko Vasic, not too shabby indeed. Ishanush Bosch, again, I'd see it all the time with his picks this past week. With an edit, top banana. It's just doubtful. Whenever I see an edit, there's always question marks in my mind, especially if you get top banana. So I'm on the fence there, buddy. I'll give you a respect, but try not to do the edits. Go in there bold, buddy. Go in there bold. Go in there brave. Don't go back in the edits, because then it just looks a bit dubious. Nadine Kadanka did okay for himself. Christian 04, not too shabby. Mohamed Nuru, not too shabby as well. Oliver did absolutely terrible. And Yannick Basler did okay for himself. Now, that is the lot, folks. That is a lot. Squeezed them all onto one screen there. So that's what the table looks like out in Italia. Juventus leading the way now, 4 points clear of Inter Milan. Lazio have a game in hand. Could actually leapfrog Inter Milan in the process if they were to win that game. Roma as well, 38 points as well. Big doubleheader this weekend. Some juicy games coming at you. And this will actually be strengthen my case, I think. For the Napoli situation. So Atalanta in 5th, Cagliari into 6th. They're still in there. They're competing. AC Milan, though, got their sights on it. They've got their sights on at least Europa League spot at the moment. I wouldn't rule them out yet. Maybe. I think Europa League is probably the best they could hope for this time. Napoli, look at them. Look at the state of Napoli right now. They're 11th. Level on points with 14th. That's right, 14th. And a win, it probably won't happen, but they could get sucked into that vortex down there. Kicking it all off this weekend will be Brescia up against AC Milan, a team that are on the rise once again. Thank heavens for that, because I do like AC Milan again. Traditional, classic European club. I like classics. I like the old, obviously, like to see some new boys competing up there, but I do like to see AC Milan up there, just like the old days. So AC Milan head into this. One defeat the past 6 for them, 8th in the table, 28 points on the board. Back-to-back wins for them heading into this also. Up against the Brescia side, also picking up some points recently, but they've been draws. Actually unbeat with winless the past 5 games, 19th for the table. A win for Brescia this weekend could see them rise above Lecce in 17th. A win for AC Milan could see them rise to 6th. That's Europa League football. Boys and girls, excuse me. Last 6 between the two sides. 0 wins for Brescia. 6 wins for AC Milan. 6 out of 6. They did play earlier in the campaign. It was a 1-0 win in August. The one and only goal coming from Hakan Kalagalagu. The last time I played in Brescia was a 1-0 win as well for AC Milan back in 2011. Rubino on the score sheet back in the day. That's a throwback. Brescia actually failed to win 9 of the last 10 home matches in Serie A. Bookmakers odds on this one: 7-2 for Brescia, home win; 14-5 for the draw; 8-11 on for AC Milan to pick up the victory. And I'm also going to go with the bookies on this one: 2-1 win for AC Milan just to nick it, get the 3 points and up and at them. Next up we have SPAL picking up a monstrous victory last time out up against Atalanta, up against Bologna this weekend. The last 5 matches between the two sides: 2 wins for SPAL, 2 for Bologna, and 1 draw. They did play in Bologna earlier in the season. It was a 1-0 win. Roberto Soriano, the one and only goal in injury time, so lastminute.com winner. The last time I played in SPAL, though, was a 1-1 draw back around about this time last season or last year. Rodrigo Palacio with the goal for Bologna. Jasmine Kurtic, the goal for SPAL. SPAL actually failed to win their last 5 home matches in Serie A, so they seem to be getting more success away from home, actually. 2 wins in the past 4 for them heading into this. Bologna on the flip side in 12th. The last 3 games winless, but before that was 2-game winning run. A win for Bologna in 12th could see them rise to 9th. A win for SPAL in 18th could see them rise just a 1 spot to 16th. It's a tight one, this one. Bookmakers odds before I wrap this sucker up: 21-10 for SPAL, 23-10 is the draw, 13-10 is the away win. Bologna are favourites. Going to go with a 0-0 draw myself. Can't separate the two sides. Next up we have Fiorentina up against Genoa. Last 6 between the two sides: 1 win for Fiorentina, 1 win for Genoa, 4 draws along the way. They played in Genoa earlier in the season, around about September time. 2 goals for 2-1 win for Genoa. Christian Zapata with the goal. Christian Kumare with the other for Genoa. Eric Pulga with the penalty for Fiorentina. Genoa have actually conceded at least 2 goals in the last 8 of the last 10 matches. Genoa have actually had to win their last 19 away matches, so they're not good away from home. So this will be heavily in favour of Fiorentina. Bookmakers odds 7-10 on for Fiorentina. 14-5 is the draw. 15-4 is the away win. The bookmaker or the situation in the table: Fiorentina are in 13th, 24 points on the board. 1 defeat the past 5. Genoa on the flip side, they are in bottom of the table at the moment, looking down. 4 defeats in the past 5 games as well, so not great. Not great indeed. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Fiorentina to nick it. Get the 3 points. And again, that win for Fiorentina could see them rise to 9th in the table, above Torino, who are next up against Atalanta heading into this. So let's take a look at these two now. The last 6 between the two sides: 2 wins for Torino, 1 win for Atalanta, 3 draws along the way. They did play in Atalanta early in the season, back in September. The 3-2 win for Torino. Goals galore, 5-goal thriller. The 2 goals for Atalanta were Duvan Zapata with a brace. The goals from Torino Kevin Bonifazi, Alex Berengia, and Armando Izzo getting the goals for Atalanta. Last time they played in Torino was last season. It was a 2-0 win. Armando Izzo once again, and Iago Fakil, whatever his name is, I can't even, Falque. Iago Falque getting the other goals. 2 quick-fire goals just before and after half-time. Atalanta actually undefeated in 15 of the last 16 away matches, so they've got really good away form heading into this. Bookmakers, what do they think on this one? This game takes place on Saturday 25th. 50-4 is Torino. 3-1 is a draw. 6-4 on for Atalanta. They are red-hot favourites away from home. The situation at the table, Atalanta are in 5th. 35 points on the board. A win for them could see them rise to 4th. Torino are in 9th. 27 points on the board. A win for them could see them rise to 6th in the table. Atalanta's form, obviously losing last time out. Just 2 wins at the past 5. Torino's form, 3 wins of the past 6, so similar. If you want to take that last win, it's actually pretty identical. 2 wins as well for last 5 for Torino. So very, very difficult. I'm going with the 2-2 draw again. That's the way it is. I know Atalanta's. Yeah, they will probably not lose this one. That's obviously their form suggests they're very good away, but I'm siding with the draw. So Inter Milan need to get back to winning ways up against Cagliari, one of the sides that just won't go away, but their form is absolutely woeful heading into the 6th in the table now. Cagliari without a win in at least 6 games. They did draw last time out, but before that was 4 games losing run for them. Inter Milan on the flip side, 2 wins at the past 6 as well. Back-to-back draws for the runners-up at the moment heading into this. Let's take a look at the last 6 between 2 sides. 5 wins for Inter Milan, 1 win for Cagliari. They played in Milan earlier in the season. It was a 4-1 win. In fact, did they just play in a cup quite recently? They played in 2020. It was a 4-1 win in some match. It must have been the Italian Cup, whatever that is. The last time they played in Cagliari, last time earlier in the season, get my words out, back in September, was a 2-1 win for Inter Milan. Let's take a look at those goals, actually. The goal scorers for Inter Milan in the cup game, which was just last week. Lukaku with a brace, Bora Valerio with another one, and Andrea Ronacaccia getting the 4th. Christian Oliveira with the 1-0 goal for Cagliari. Speaking on the league game, João Pedro with the 1-0 goal for Cagliari, and as for the game, the 2 goals for Inter Milan in the league. Get my words out. Lautaro Martinez and Romelu Lukaku getting the goals for Inter Milan. Whew. Now, on the flip side, last time I played in Inter Milan, or in Milan, was a 2-0 win back in 2018. Martinez getting them goal as well. Matteo Politano, the second for Inter Milan. Goodness gracious me, I made a pig's ear out of that one. Inter Milan actually undefeated in their last 13 matches in Serie A, despite them falling adrift from Juventus at the moment. But Cagliari have actually failed to win the last 6 matches, period. Bookmakers odds on this one, they'll go with Inter Milan, red hot favourites I'm sure. 32 to 100 on, 4-1 is the draw, 70-2 is the away win. Cagliari, they need a win if they want to get to be in contention for Europa League spots or something. But a win would not do anything. It would just keep them in 6th spot. Inter Milan, though, a win for them could see them close the gap to just 1 point against Juventus, who have a losable game against Napoli if the real Napoli show up. Which, to be honest with you, under that managerialship, I doubt it. I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Inter Milan to take the 3 points, and again, edge closer to levelling up with Juve. Just a 1 defeat apiece at the top of the table, so it's still tight. Moving forward, Hellas Verona up against Lecce. Now, last season, these 2 sides were in Serie B. This time, they're duking it out in La Liga. I mean, goodness me, what is with me today? I've got La Liga on the brain. This time, they're in Serie A. It's completely 2 different countries. 2 different countries. Sorted out, sunshine. So the last time they did play earlier in the season, in September, was a 1-0 win for Verona. The last time they played in Verona was a 2-0 win for Lecce back in 2018, again in Serie B. Andrea Lamatania getting the goal, and Marco Mancuso getting a goal as well. Lecce actually failed to win the last 6 matches in Serie A, so they're not heading into good form on this one. Bookmakers odds on this one, 30-20 on for Verona, 29-10 is the draw. 4-1 is the away win. Verona doing okay for themselves in 10th spot. A win for them could go up to 7th. Lecce on the flip side doing just enough at the moment to get themselves out of the drop zone. They're in 17th spot, but a win for them this week could see them leapfrog Sampdoria into 16th and get a little bit closer. The form is not great though, Lecce. Obviously drawing last time out, but before that 4 games losing in succession. Verona on the flip side, unbeaten in 4. Drawing last time out, picking up 2 wins and a draw as well. Whew. So I'm going to go with the Verona victory here, 2-1 in the end. And they'll be pushing, believe it or not, for Europa League action next year. Next up, we have the nicest man of football as Claudio Ranieri up against Sassuolo. Sampdoria against Sassuolo. The last 6 between two sides, 1 win for Sampdoria, 4 wins for Sassuolo, 1 draw along the way. They did play in Sassuolo early in the season. Back in September, it was a 4-1 win. Domenico Berardi getting himself a hat-trick. Ahmed Junior Traore getting himself the 4th goal for Sassuolo. Fabio Quagliarella getting the one and only goal for Sampdoria from the penalty spot. Ronaldo Vieira getting himself sent off on that game. The last time they played in Sampdoria was a 0-0 draw last season. The one and only victory at the last 6 between two sides was last season in Sassuolo. It was a 5-3 win for Sampdoria with a whole bunch of goals, 8-goal thriller. That's what we want to see, folks. That's what we want to see. The bookmakers' odds on this sucker takes place on Sunday, 26th of January. 6-5 for Sampdoria, 23-10 is Sassuolo, 23-10 is a draw. So Sampdoria are slightly favourites on this one. They need a win. Their form is a bit hopscotchy. 2 wins, 3 defeats, and a draw in the last 6. A win for them could see them rise to 15th. On the flip side, Sassuolo just the team above them at the moment. Obviously winning last time out, but before that 3-game losing streak. So these two sides duking it out for mid-table obscurity at the moment, but they need to get themselves a little bit further adrift from those relegation spots. Win for Sassuolo in 15th could see them rise as high as 11th. That's the jump that's on the table for Sassuolo to get the victory. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win. I like Ranieri. Again, nicest man in football. Who wouldn't like Ranieri? I wouldn't want him managing Rovers, but you know what I mean. He's one of those. Next up, we have Parma up against Udinese. Let's take a look at the last 6 between two sides. In fact, the last 3. 2 wins for Parma, 0 wins for Udinese, 1 draw along the way. They played earlier in the season in Udinese. It was a 3-1 win for Parma. The last time they played in Parma was a 2-2 draw last season. 2-2 draw. Bookmakers' odds on this one. The game takes place on Sunday, 26th of January. 5-4 for Parma, 9-4 is the draw, 11-5 is the away win. Parma come into this 7th in the table. 1 win in the past 4 for them heading into this. Udinese on the flip side. Not bad form for them. Obviously losing last time out, but before that 3-game winning run. A win for Udinese in 14th could see them rise to 9th in the table. And a win for Parma in 7th could see them rise just the 1 spot to 6th. But that's a Europa League spot right there. That's what's on the line for them. It's a difficult one to call this one, but I'm going to side with Parma with a 1-0 win at home. They're a side that's really... You know, it's a classic side. I like Parma. It's been around a while. I've seen them compete in Serie A and do very, very well back in the day, back in the 90s and all that kind of good stuff. And they've had a rough old time of it in the recent years, but now they're here, and I like to see them do well. 1-0 win for Parma to take the 3 points for me. Next up, here we go. It's the Rome derby, boys and girls. AS Rome up against Lazio, duking it out on Sunday. Kickoff time all to itself in the middle of the day, depending on where you are in the world. So let's talk about that one now, shall we? The last 6 between the two sides, 2 for Roma, 2 for Lazio, 2 draws. Could not get any better than this. Obviously, they played early in the season over in Lazio with the hosts, so it was a 1-1 draw. The last time that Roma were hosts was a 3-1 win last season. Goals from Pellegrini getting himself a goal, Kolarov and Fazio for Roma. Sirio Immobile getting the one and only goal for Lazio on that occasion. So Lazio's last victory was also last season as well, so it was 1 apiece. It smells like it could be a draw here. But Roma are the better. Are they the better side above them? Are they above them in the table? No, they're not. Lazio are above them quite convincingly as well. Lazio's form, look at that, 6 out of 6. It's very scary. Scary form. They are the team of the team of the division right now. They've actually won their last 11 matches in Serie A. And have scored at least 2 goals in 13 of the last 14 matches. So they are the team you don't want to play against. Bookmakers' odds on this one, 31-20 for Roma, 6-4 for Lazio, 27-10 is the draw. It is very, very difficult. A win for Roma, could see them get to 41 points, close the gap to just 4 points between themselves and their nearest and dearest Lazio. A win for Lazio could see them rise to 2nd. That's right, that's what's on the cards. If Inter Milan were to slip up against Cagliari, it'll open up the door for Lazio to maybe get 2nd spot, maybe even push for the title. Goodness gracious me. I don't know what to do on this one. I'm going with a 3-2 win for Roma just to nick it. 5-goal barnstormer. And that will really breathe some new lease of life into the city of Rome. And then we'll wrap it up with another tasty one. It is Napoli against Juventus. Last season, this would be a title decider. This could be a relegation decider for Napoli. They're in absolute shit form. 4 defeats in the past 5 games for them. Juventus looking good at the moment. 5 wins on the spin. They did lose quite not too long ago, 6 games back against, who did they lose? Let me open up. It's probably a shitty team. I can't remember. Well, it wasn't a shitty team. It was Lazio, the team of the moment. Of course, they're just beating everybody in their path at the moment, Lazio. A win for Napoli could get them back into the conversation for Europe, but right now they look absolutely dreadful. A win would see them rise to potentially ninth in the table. Win for Juventus could open up a potential 7-point lead over Inter Milan, depending on what goes on elsewhere. Let's take a look at the numbers between the two sides. The last 6 occasions, 2 wins for Napoli, 4 wins for Juventus. Obviously, they played earlier in the season, end of August. It was a 7-goal thriller. That's right. When it matters, that's when it counts. You know, always it was a 7-goal barnstormer with Danilo, Gonzalo Higuain, Ronaldo, and a big fat OG from Koulibaly to give Juventus the 3 points. The goals to Napoli on that day: Costas Manolas, Herding Lazona, and Giovanni De La Senza. They got the players, folks. They got the players to be competing. It's just they haven't got the manager. They need to sort that shit out. The last time they played in Napoli, it was a 2-1 win as well for Juventus. You got to go back to 2017 for Napoli's last. In fact, 2018 for Napoli's last victory. It was over Juventus at their own place. Juve won the last 14 of their last 17 matches in Serie A. Napoli have lost the last 4 home matches. That's how bad it's become for them. Have I given you the odds? I don't think I have. 5-2 for Napoli. Evens for Juventus. 30-5 is the draw. Very, very difficult, but obviously with that manager. No, I like the guy. I like him. He's just not the manager for Napoli, and I like the club more than I like the man. I think they need to get someone else in there to turn that ship around because they are on a hiding to nothing. Sack him now before it's too late. But that's what I think is going to happen this week in Serie A. Get your own predictions in nice and early. Put them in down below. So if my predictions were to come on in, this is what the table would look like. Juventus would lead the way by 4 points. Inter Milan will be still in second. Lazio will be in third. AS Roma closing the gap a little bit to fourth. Atalanta fifth, and Parma up to sixth. AC Milan closing in now, potentially Europa League spots on the occasion for them. Down the bottom is Genoa, Brescia, and Lecce going down to Serie B. Over in Italy. That's what I've got, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that thumbs up. If you're new, make sure you smash that subscribe. We have Serie A predictions every week, folks, including with other predictions as well: La Liga, Bundesliga, Premier League, Championship, even Euro 2020 when that comes back around. We've got it all here under one roof ski. So make sure you smash that subscribe. Also check out the description down below for some other social media outlets. We've got Twitter. I'm on there a lot. Facebook, Patreon. That's where you got to really go and become a patron for the channel. Kick us on to another level, brothers. Brothers from another mothers. Anyway, folks, get your predictions in nice and early. We'll do it all again next week. Until then, I'm going to let you get out of here. Smash the thumbs up. Smash the subscribe. Come on, let's liven up the old Serie A. Let's not make this a one-horse race. Come on, boys and girls. Let's do it. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.